Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Moa aka Swedish Whiskey Girl, and today I am gonna try the oldest whiskey I have ever tried. This sample here is a Glenglassaugh 50-year-old that I was sent so I could try it, which I'm super grateful for. It is, I don't even know where to start because I feel a bit amazed when something is this old. So let's take a moment to just appreciate whiskey. Even if it's the minimum age of 3 years, which it is here in Scotland. 3 years. I don't know what I did 3 years ago. I started Swedish Whiskey Girl 3 years ago, and look what's happened in all that time. And in that time, whiskey has just been laid, resting, doing nothing. And this has been doing that for almost twice as long as I've been alive. I'm 26, and this is a 50-year-old. That is mind-blowing. That's where I wanted to start. So this is a 50-year-old whiskey from a PX cask. It is bottled at cask strength, and I believe it is, 40.1, which shows you how much the angels kind of take away from that cask. It's quite interesting that it's a Pedro Jimenez cask, so a sherry cask, and I have already tried a little bit the other day, but we are going to have a closer look at it today. And since this has been bottled from just one single cask, it's only 264 bottles I think available of it for the mere price of £5,500 out of my price range. But I mean, if you have that kind of money, 50-year-old whiskey might be something for you. What I also think is amazing about this whiskey is that Glenglassaugh was shut for almost 20 years. It got mothballed, so which means that you basically just shut down the distillery. You don't kind of destroy it or remove anything from it. You just close it down. So it was mothballed for 20 years, which means that this whiskey would have been maturing during that time. And then in 2008, it was reopened, and I think in 2013, Brown-Forman, who owns it now, took over, and it's of course Rachel Barry, who's been the master blender, who's been putting this together. But that's, it was shut for 2 decades, and this whiskey was just laying there. I don't know if if it's just me, but I get really fascinated by these things. And I think someone said on Instagram, I think it was a guy called Lars, he said that he gets amazed with thinking about the age that the whiskey spent in the cask, what's happened during that time, who made it, and same. I'm definitely that kind of person. But let's have a look on the nose. And I'm so glad my allergies are gone. I got this when I was like in the worst of my allergies, and I was like, I cannot try a 50-year-old whiskey until my allergies clear. Straight away it has this kind of musty, almost earthy notes, but also something sweet, also something fruity. There's definitely wood there, and it's slightly more perfumed than I would have thought of, like a little bit of a floral perfume. And some sort of, like the sweetness is almost like a Christmas candy, but I can't put my nose, I guess, on exactly what it is. Yeah, some sort of marzipan with cinnamon. Maybe a little bit of kind of milk chocolates. But I would say more perfumed and slightly more spicy than I was anticipating. I wonder if a whiskey of this age would have been a refill cask, because the sherry can kind of take over quickly. But this still feels like there's a lot of things going on. You can get the complexity straight away because there are a lot of things going on, but it doesn't feel, there's such a good word in Swedish for this, spretig. I do not know the word in English for this, if there is one. But it means that, like, I don't know, this emotion, like you have something, and if thing goes in every direction, then that thing is spretig. This has loads of different layers and loads of different things going on, but it doesn't feel like they're just running away in different directions with no meaning. It just feels quite composed, I guess. A little bit like honey on toast as well. I don't eat honey on toast myself, but Cody does, and I have a childhood friend who does as well. So actually his face popped up in my head, my childhood friend Samuel, and I was like, why? And then I went, honey on toast. And some fruitiness. I would say like overripe banana. And like a little bit of nuttiness, like the dry outer thing of a nut. Not actually the shell, but just like a touch of nuttiness. But let's have a taste. Sláinte Skål. I was hoping, now that I'm trying it for the second time, they would make more sense in my brain. But this whiskey has a note to it. Like if you gave it to me blind, I could tell you that it was whiskey, because it does taste like whiskey. But it has a note to it, which is unlike anything I've tried before. So I do not know what it is, which also means that I cannot explain what it tastes like. Like it has the whiskey elements. It has like wood, but not in the way, because sometimes when whiskeys are too woody, I'm not so keen on them because it's just not the kind of direction I like my whiskey flavors to go in. This has woodiness, but it's more like this is my brain romanticizing everything, which I quite like about it. It's like a sunken ship woodiness, like old woodiness that almost crumbles when you touch it, but it's like proper wood that would have been used to hold a ship. I guess Glenglassaugh might like that analogy, or what's it called? Whatever. Because they want to position Glenglassaugh as a coastal dram because the distillery and the warehouses are right by the coast. So yeah, that kind of woodiness. Also on the nose now, a little bit like moss. I used to play a lot in the woods when I was little and build little houses for fairies. So I love the scent of moss. Yeah, it fascinates me and it annoys me. That thing that I can't put my finger on. It's powdery and savoury, but a little bit sweet and floral at the same time. And it almost makes me think of a soap, so I wonder if it's something or two things mixed together or something that I have found in soap that I have at home. Have you ever had this happen? Have you ever tried a whiskey and had a note in it that you just couldn't explain or couldn't put your finger on? I'm trying to think. So the way my brain works when I do whiskey or tasting notes is either if it's something really clear like an apple, or a raisin, or a wood, or something green, then you take that further. So if it's wood, you go, oh, what kind of wood? Is it dry? Is it wet? Is it... So you kind of try and describe it even better. If it's apple, you can go, is it red apple? Is it green apple? Is it underripe? Is it overripe? Is it sour? Is it sweet? But if I don't find anything, then I can go, oh, is it a colour? Is it a feeling? Is it a memory? If I just close my eyes and taste it, does any imagery pop up in my head? Because I have quite a photographic memory, I guess. Let's try that. Oh, I don't know. I really don't know. It's powdery and floral. On the palate, it's not very, maybe a little bit. On the nose as well. And don't worry, I've saved a little bit for Cody as well, so he can try it. I mean, it is a lovely whiskey, and I really like the complexity of it. And it's just that odd note that I just can't describe, which is fascinating and really interesting. I mean, I'm so happy I got to try this, because I mean, I would have never been able to afford this, but it's yeah, and I hope you've enjoyed seeing me try this, and at least it's given some sort of insight to what a 50-year-old might be like. I would say, if you gave this to me blind, I don't think I would be able to tell you exactly how old it is. I probably would have guessed, maybe, I probably would have guessed older, because it does have that kind of complexity and the golden notes and the wood that you get with older whiskey. But maybe it is, of course, because I haven't tried that many whiskies that are above 25. Before I tried this, the oldest whiskey I've ever tried, I think I'm gonna lie now, but it's a 30-year-old. I think I tried well, I know I've tried a 30-year-old Glenfiddich, but now I'm trying to think. I think I've tried like a 42-year-old grain whiskey actually. But because I haven't tried anything between, not a lot between 25 and 50, I don't know what the stages are. Like, what happens to whiskey between those ages? Is it a lot that happens? Is it not so much? Of course, it depends on the cask. But if you gave this to me blind, I probably would have guessed. I mean, I probably couldn't have believed that it would have been a 50-year-old, but I probably would have guessed somewhere 25 and up. Of its character. I'm just excited for Glenglassaugh. I just want to try more Glenglassaughs actually. And yeah, every time I see Glenglassaugh, I think of a stormtrooper helmet, because that's what I think their logo looks like. I'll put one up on the screen and let me know if you agree with me. Does it look like a stormtrooper helmet or does it not? Let me know in the comments below. But I hope you've enjoyed this video as always. If you do want to support the channel, leaving a thumbs up or subscribing if you haven't already, that really helps me out. Or if you want to use my affiliate links next time you're shopping with Master Malt, the Whisky Exchange or the Scotch Malt Whisky Society, that would of course be very appreciated as well. And before we go for today, I want to say a massive thank you to my wonderful supporters on Patreon. I'm so grateful I have your support. But I'm gonna have the last sip of this, and I hope to see you in the next video. Sláinte Skål.